In No Time to Spare, Ursula K. Le Guin speaks with the authority of age, experience, and literary mastery. The book, drawn from her blog posts written in her 80s, is not a farewell, nor a retrospective memoir, but a vibrant, living document that looks sharply at the world with a mix of humor, skepticism, and quiet reverence. She writes as someone who has no time for pretense, and, more importantly, no time to waste. The title alone offers a quiet defiance. In an age where elder voices are often patronized or ignored, Le Guin asserts her right to be taken seriously. She dismisses the notion that retirement brings endless leisure and instead reframes time as a dwindling but potent resource. For her, time is not to be spared but engaged with, urgently, attentively, wisely. Le Guin writes about aging without sentimentality. She does not mythologize it nor does she wallow in complaint. Instead, she brings clarity to the small humiliations of the aging body. The weakening knees, the slowed pace, the condescension of doctors. But she also embraces the unexpected freedoms, the relief of no longer needing to please everyone, the deeper joys of small, daily rituals, and the honesty that can finally be spoken without social penalty. Throughout the book, her essays range from philosophical to domestic. Her reflections on society and politics are sharp but measured. She takes on the erosion of language in public discourse, the speed of the internet age, and the ever-growing commodification of everything from art to education. Yet her tone is never bitter, it is clear-eyed, wry, and deeply concerned. The presence of her cat Pard is a constant delight. In essays dubbed, The Annals of Pard, Le Guin uses her feline companion as both subject and metaphor. Through their interactions, she reflects on autonomy, wildness, and what it means to cohabitate with another creature that owes you nothing. Pard becomes a symbol of her affection for the ungovernable and the mysterious. One of Le Guin's deepest commitments in this book is to language, its use, its power, its limitations. She critiques how modern society abuses language, how it's turned into manipulation and marketing. For Le Guin, words are sacred tools, imprecise ones are dangerous, and clear ones are liberating. Her reverence for language carries into every essay, shaping how she approaches both grand themes and everyday details. She returns often to the subject of imagination, not just in fiction, but in how we live. Imagination, she argues, is vital for empathy, for change, and for survival. Without it, we lose the ability to see beyond the systems that restrict us. She defends science fiction and fantasy as essential genres, not escapism, but deeper engagement with reality through the lens of what could be. Her essay, The Banality of Silence, speaks directly to the way society silences dissent through distraction and noise. Le Guin, always fiercely independent, urges readers to not only question the systems they live in, but to practice paying attention. Silence, for her, is not absence but space, necessary for thought, for resistance, for truth to emerge. She writes with immense generosity about young people, even though she herself is far removed from their stage of life. She sees potential and struggle in equal measure. She urges those younger than her to think slowly, to resist the pressure to brand themselves, and to cultivate a life not defined by productivity but by meaning. The joy of her voice lies in its contradictions. She is fierce and funny, pointed and tender, serious and silly. She can move from a philosophical musing on mortality to a rant about the idiocy of automated voice systems with seamless grace. That complexity mirrors the humanity she always sought to illuminate in her fiction. Le Guin challenges readers to consider how we spend our time. Not in a capitalist sense, not in terms of output, but in terms of attention and intention. What we read, what we ignore, how we treat others, how we treat ourselves, these are the moral decisions we make daily. She pushes against the idea that wisdom belongs only in action. Often, she implies, wisdom is found in restraint, in listening, in not rushing. She refuses the flattening of old age into either tragedy or joke. Le Guin offers another model, old age as fierce presence, as a sharpening of priorities, as a chance to speak plainly because you no longer care about playing roles. She treats aging not as a fall from grace but as a different terrain of grace, one that demands its own kind of attention. What makes No Time to Spare special is not just the insight but the rhythm of her prose, the way she folds thought into language like dough, kneading, pausing, stretching ideas. Even the shortest essays offer a compact form of wisdom. Reading her is like sitting across from someone who has lived fully and thought deeply and is willing to let you in, just for a while. Death, of course, is present in the book, though not looming. Le Guin speaks of it calmly. It is not the focus, but a condition of life. She does not claim to understand what comes after, but she is more interested in how we live before it. What legacy we leave, what values we stand by, what beauty we notice, those are her concerns.